going on, guys, and welcome back to the Griffin Outdoors channel. My name is Ty, as always, and today we are going to be doing a sort of tutorial video. I rarely do these, but this is because I don't really have enough experience, in my opinion, for most things to be doing tutorial videos on. This one I do. I'm gonna be doing an e-scouting, so I guess tutorial slash like breakdown how you do it for Florida. Now, the only really place I've hunted other than Florida is Alabama, so I have no experience with them. But I know pretty dang well how to e-scout Florida. So to do that, we're going to be doing e-scouting. Just means using like digital scouting, so maps and all that kind of stuff, but online, not on like physical maps. But anyway, thought I heard something. Anyway, so for this we're going to be using Google Maps, just satellite view type of thing, and Google Earth. Not Google Earth on the web, Google Earth. It's called Google Earth Pro. It's free. It's just basically Google Earth, or Google's Google Earth desktop application. The Pro version is just the local version. So we're gonna do that, and I'm just using the local version because I have some topographic overlays that work with Google Earth. So we'll do that, and I'll show you where you can get all the topo overlays and all that kind of stuff. But for now, I'm actually going to be screen recording all this on my computer, so you will see screen record footage next. Alright. Okay, guys, as you can see, we are now on Google Maps, and as you see, I've zoomed in. Here's the maps view. As you see, I've zoomed in on Devil's Hammock, where we were hunting in the bow hunting video. By the way, thank you guys so much for the support on that. That video is starting to do really, really good, and I'm so excited about it. But anyway, so we're at Devil's Hammock, right? So the first thing I'm going to look for just from satellite view. Now, it's harder in satellite view because you really can't tell terrain or anything, but there are some things you look for. See, mainly roads, like this is where, I'll just tell you because I'm not going to hunt here again. So this is where we were in the bow hunting video, and the first part of it, you can't really tell on this map because all the logging wasn't present. But we were basically, the logging road we were on basically ran right through here. It was right through here, and there's a little crossroads, but we were sitting right about here. So, anyway, the main thing that I saw at our next spot, the oak spot, we were sitting outside that we really didn't see a whole lot of, but that was here. Well, I did actually see some deer, but they're a long way away, and I couldn't even pick them up on camera. They're a long way away. I saw 2 does at like 150 yards, but I couldn't even get them on camera. They were so far away through the woods. But anyway, so we were here. So this is what I was looking for. So we were sitting, sorry for the sort of the screen, that's just taking a while for our internet to load, but come on. So we were here, sitting right about here. See, what I was looking for is there's a trail. Now we're probably closer to about here. But see this line. This is the main thing. You can see the line where the color of the trees, the treetops change. I zoom in here. That means those are different tree types. As you can see, these are oaks. The zoom as far as I can. These are oaks, sort of this dark, dullish green. I think these are cypress trees. The bare treetops right here, and then you have these lighter trees, which are pine trees. Now, if you can get a line, like sort of a break line between 2 types of trees, that's good. Sort of like a line of 2 types, that's good. But if you can get 3, that's even better, which is why I sat here. And I don't know if I would have sat there for longer, but I only had that night. If I would have sat there for longer, I don't know if I would have seen something eventually. But anyway, you can see this line, right here. These deer will walk these sort of lines in the 2 different habitats. They'll either be coming out of one where they're bedding and going into another where they're eating, or they'll work an edge of it just as a travel corridor. So if you can find some of like the tree lines are a big thing, because we don't really have many fields here. Like there are some, but if there's a field that's usually pretty heavily grown up, like there's a lot of brush, like you can see this, or that you can't even really tell about the fields from Google Maps. Because the smaller ones, because I went there and this was flooded. Like this was completely flooded over. I think it was mostly due to the logging and like the trenches they dug in, but that wasn't there. But so the fields are usually really overgrown here, where there's not any trees with like tall brush and bushes and stuff. So you can't really see this. This is just a mud hole right here. But I went and looked at that. So the cypress. So you really want to look for like different habitat changes that they'll be going out of, or they'll be walking along the line of. So but the main thing is that's what's hard about. You can't really tell. That's the thing about Florida though, is the Google Maps gives you, in the satellite gives you uh, a good basis for where to look, but you really have to go in there and search this whole area for actual where they are. You can get, like, I'd probably scout, if I was looking at this line, I'd probably scout from here all the way to there. Like, I'd scout that whole area to try and find a good trail, because it's just like you can't really tell anything of where they'd be moving based on this. You have to actually go and look. So, but this gives you good places to start. And the types of feeding grounds, again, depends on the year, but I was looking for oak trees again. So another reason we were in those oaks, in this, right in here, where it gets to cypress, is like they might be eating some acorns, but I don't know. I was very unprepared for that trip. But so another thing is, so the other thing is this is not a good example of is topography lines. But that's what we use the Google Earth Pro for, is because you can actually add layers to it. But the one last thing I did want to talk about is is roads. Now, if you can find, like, that's why I was at the logging roads, but if you can find service roads, especially on the public land that are unaccessed, or if you're hunting private, you have service roads there that no one else is going to be on, obviously, because it's private. They love those. The deer, pretty much anything. Deer, turkeys, sure, pigs too. Definitely pigs too, I mean. They love service roads. Because if you think about Florida, it's really, really brushy, like everywhere. You got palmettos, and you got all kinds of, like, sort of undergrowth, sort of like jungle style. So they use, and they don't like walking through all the thick stuff as much as we don't like walking through this thick stuff. So they heavily use roads. But the roads in public land are usually drivable, or that's where people walk to until they pull off. But if you're on private land, or you can find like a secluded access road, like I was trying to do with the logging roads, in the bow hunting video, you can hit those hard, and always look for those, because those deer and pigs, turkeys, whatever, will be all over it. So now I'm actually gonna go to I'm gonna open Google Earth Pro, so you can discuss topography, and then topographic lines, and topo lines, whatever you want to call them. And then because that's another huge thing. Not as big of a deal as in well, it's as big as a deal as it is in, like, out west, but it's for different reasons. So yeah, I'll pull up Google Earth Pro, and then we'll get on to that. Okay, guys, really quick before I open Google Earth, I wanted to show you where I actually got this from. So this is a topo map. I think it's called Elevations, Contours, and Depressions is the name of the map. I'll put a link to it in the description, and I'll throw it up on the screen in, like, a text box here somewhere. But so this is it's put up, I think, the Florida Department of Environmental Protection Geospatial Open Data. So this is just like, if you zoom in here, you can see there's so many of them. It takes a little bit to load, but hold on. I'll go sort of around here just by Ocala, I guess. So you can see this is a full contour map that's for free of the entire state of Florida. So it's insane. So what you can do is, I already have this, so I'm not actually going to download it, but you can actually download this with this is where the Google Earth local files come in, the Google Earth Pro that you can run locally. And I don't think it's that big of an application as far as requirements go, but you can see they have, like, the CSV and the KML, which is an actual Google Earth file, but for some reason I didn't get those to work really good. I guess because it's lines and not, like, points. But the shape files do work. The shape file download works beautifully. But what it does is it allows you to use this as an overlay. I'll zoom back out to use these contours that the Department of Environmental Protection puts out. It allows you to use these lines as an overlay onto a satellite map, an updated satellite map. So what you do is you click here, and then you can either download new, but it doesn't really matter. Just download the previous one, so it doesn't take an hour and a half to generate a new one. So just hit the download previously generated as long as it's not an absurdly long time ago, and then you just import it into Google Maps. So I'll show you how to do that in about 5 seconds, starting whenever I decide to cut, probably now. Okay guys, so as you see, we are now in Google Earth Pro. So if you come down here, we can zoom in on Florida. And here you go. So this is going to be a great, this is probably my favorite of all the resources, because it has the same updated imagery that Google Maps does. Here, let me put it to north. But you can also use it however you want. I'm going to get rid of, I'm going to keep all the labels in here for just simplicity's sake of not having to change them all. But anyway, what you can do is we'll zoom in on, we'll do, I would say do Devil's Hammock, but there's actually not a lot of, it's literally a river basin, so there's no elevation at all. We'll use Gothi here. We've been there. No, I don't think I ever filmed the video here, but we'll go here for a little bit, because this is another popular one in sort of the same area as Devil's. So we'll go here. We'll say we're at Gothi, right? What we can do is, and this is an important step if you don't want to crash your computer, what you'll do is you have to zoom out, and then you'll come over here to files, and then you'll have, and I'm just searching for the shape, I'll just have the, it opens the file dialog, and you go to your, oh, okay, sorry, I was an idiot. Make sure you select in the dialog box all data import formats. As you see, I try to do a lot of them, but the shape file is the one that worked. So you have to do, so then you just double click on the shape file is what I just did. You can't see because I'm only sharing my Google Earth window, but it has to load, it'll load for a second because it's trying to import a lot of stuff, like it's a lot of data. That's why you have to zoom in here, because what it'll ask you to do is it's going to take a little bit for it to load. Okay, here we go. So just for now, you can see this. It's a little off-centered, but you can see this. This thing says, I don't know why it's blurry, but you can see this says, the file contains more than 2,500 features, so it could cause degradation. What you want to do is you want to hit restrict to view, which will just import the stuff from the map. Okay, guys, so as you see, it comes up a little dialog box. It says only 1,363 features were imported. If you remember, the previous dialog box said 2,500 will cause application speed degradation, or whatever it said. So that goes to show you how much the sheer amount of data in that file. But anyway, so you'll click on this, and now I'm going to kick you back to the, no, don't do a template. And then I'm going to kick you back to this window view. So there you go. So now, over here you can see there's going to be a little dialog box that says elevation, contour, and depression shape. Now you can click on this, and as you see now, all of it comes up. So actually, it came over there too. But anyway, so you can come over here. This is where the fun part is. Don't do that. I don't know what that means. But so now just come up here and you can make it go straight down. Then click on north. Now you can see all of this, all the little the little contour elevations. If you click on this, specifically, you can see that this is a 55-foot contour line. Now you see the reason a lot of the other bigger the topo providers like Onyx, Huntstand, they all don't have really good Florida topo maps because there's not a lot of change. It's really small changes. See here, 55 feet, and then the next one is 60. So it's 5 foot, and then the next one's 70. So it's like 10-foot changes instead of like 200-foot changes. But as you see, these can make a huge difference. As you look over here, this 5 feet, or this 55 feet, you can see 55 feet here, and then over here you can see 55 feet. Guess what that means? If it's all that's a really low spot. As you can see, there's no water over here. There's water over here. So you can see there's the low spot. That's where and at the lowest point where all that water is, look over here. Look, that's where all the vegetation's growing, the thick vegetation. So if you look over here compared to this, on this side of the line, there's not really a good example here, but you see this side of the line. Here, see it's all thin, and then when you get to that bottom land, the bottom part, it's all water. Do you see that? All water. Where are we? Where are we looking? I don't know where we are. Are we still in Gothi? Yeah, so we're over here. Yeah, I was in the right spot. So you see this. And guess what thick cover means? Thick cover means good bedding area for deer. And that's where a lot of the deer will bed, is at the lowest point, because they also have access to the water, they can be surrounded by more water, so especially like in a thing like this where it's a little peninsula basically. But they feel safer from predators, and it's like I said, it's thicker, good bedding cover. So you want to look there if you're looking to try and find some bedding land, and if coming out of those areas or working along these little lines, is they've been working out of their bedding area, maybe following this out into this field over here. So that's sort of the deal with this, and that's why even though it's not as drastic of changes, contour lines and elevation play a massive role in hunting in Florida as well, especially when you get into like this territory if you're finding low points and everything. And also, and mostly the regions of when it gets higher elevation, it's a little sparsely vegetation, like you see even in some of the places I've been, where it can get good, like I cannot speak. It can be good, really good vegetation and bedding cover, and you get it to a little higher, and it's all barren. Like you can sort of see it here. It looks like they got that going on here, where it looks like all this thick cover down in here, and the bottom land. But as soon as you get here, it looks that's all going to be sand and sand and really sparse vegetation, and not good area for deer compared to this. So yeah, you just want to look at this, and that's why these contour maps play a huge role, especially in things like this over here where there's tons of different changes. So yeah, that's what's gonna be. And so that's really what you gotta know about the Florida stuff, is you want to find the habitat boundaries, thicker cover, thinner cover, and the elevation, and finding low spots. So those are really and roads. So finding sort of access areas, finding more open areas or sort of funnels like roads that they can walk through. Finding habitat boundaries. We got one going on right here. It looks like cypress with pine and oak. And then we got and then low spots in general with finding where water's running to, because that's where going to be all the thick plants that we're growing. So that's sort of what you got to know about. That's what you got to know about digital scouting in Florida. So I'm going to kick you back out of my computer screen, back out to my phone camera for the outro. Sweet. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, as you see, back out for the outro, well, like I just told you. But anyway, so that's just sort of the thing. Just the lowland, like the bottomlands, the habitat changes, and the and access sort of roads / funnels if you can find them. So, but the main thing is with Florida is you can only get so far with the Google Maps satellite imagery, just because of the lack of the massive changes, where you cannot see, like, you can't see below the canopy. So you really, really have to get out there and just look yourself. Like the satellite imagery, like I was showing you, gives you a really good place to start. But really, you'll get like, saying there's the preferred areas that we're trying to find with the satellite imagery. Sometimes this could be 80, 100 acres wide. So you can get like a good area to look at from the satellite imagery. But then the main thing is you have to go out there a ton and just look yourself. Because you can, like I said, the thick tree canopy can only get you so far as looking from above. You have to go in below the trees and look at all the sign where they're actually walking at, and walking towards, looking, eating at, all that kind of stuff. So that's just the main thing, is just you use that only as a place to start, and don't expect to just go out there 2 days before your hunting dates, or if you're hunting private land, 2 days before you go to a cabin or something, and then be like, just think exactly where you put a pin on your satellite view is where they're going to be. No, you can't do that, especially not here in Florida, because there's so much area for them to just do whatever the heck they want. So, yeah, well, I hope you enjoyed this scouting video. I used a lot of those tactics in my watermelon pond search, archery videos, as well as Devil's Hammock, though I've learned a ton from Devil's Hammock on top of what I already knew. So, we're gonna just try our best, and good luck all you guys this season, no matter where you're watching this from. So without further ado, I'm gonna sign off for now. Griffin Outdoors is out. Peace.